Well, hello, queens. Hello. Yes, queens, queens, queens. So you guys are queens to me, and so I want everybody to quickly say, I am a queen.
I am a queen.
And for the men in here, I am a king.
I am
King men. Yes. So let me just quickly ask you, how many of you in here have ever owned a record?
Yeah.
Oh, well, how many of you have ever seen a record? Exactly. So some of you can't see this, but this record is actually broken. And when a record plays and it skips, it keeps playing the same tune over and over and over. Exactly. And so my movement is actually No More Broken Records, a movement to empower women not to settle. And let me tell you why. Because I was her. Okay, several years ago, I was in a long-term relationship. I was actually engaged to be married. And I outgrew that relationship. And I was also in a job that I had outgrown as well. And ladies, unfortunately, when you are in the wrong relationship and when you are with the wrong person, that can take you off track. Okay, it can totally deter you from moving towards your goals and dreams that God gave you. Okay, and I know why, because me outgrowing that relationship made me sick. I was unfulfilled. I was stagnant. I wasn't going backwards, but I wasn't really moving forward. Stagnant. And can you just imagine, ladies, feeling dead inside? In a relationship where you feel dead inside. And so because of that, I would never want any of you in this room to ever have to be in that position, because you really are in control a lot more than you think. Okay? And because of that, or through that experience, was birthed my first book, which was No More Broken Records, 5 Tips to Change Your Tune and Transform Your Life. And so for the purposes of this presentation, I'm simply going to focus on what I believe is the most important for us as women, which is chapter 3 in my book, Putting Yourself First. All of you in here are God's daughters. You are royalty. Hence why I call you queens, because we are. And there's nothing in the Bible that says that speaks to settling. We as women, we are so programmed to put everyone before ourselves, and we put ourselves last. Essentially, the breadcrumbs. It's breadcrumbs. And I'm so passionate about this. It's not selfish, ladies. You have to put yourself first. There's no way that you can take care of everybody, your family, your kids. We work, all of us, we're doing it all. There's no way that you can take care of everyone and not take care of you. One thing that I'd recommend for that is having, some sort of sacred time for yourself. I don't care if you just take 30 minutes a day and you go into a room by yourself, if you want to read, if you want to have a glass of wine. The point is, this is your sacred time. This is what you need to give to yourself. Make dinner for yourself. You can even take a bubble bath and just light some candles, around the tub. The point is, you are supposed to give to yourself. There is nothing selfish about that. Our society will have you think that it is, but you have to put yourself first so you can take care of others, okay? Because my next point is Susie Orman. How many of you have heard of Susie Orman? Okay, so for those of you that don't know Susie Orman, she is basically a financial expert. She has her own TV show. I think it's CNN or CNBC, one of them. But she's written a book, and one of the things that she mentions in her book is if you undervalue yourself, the world will too. So ladies, you need to increase the perception of yourself. When I say queens, that means when I'm walking out in the morning, I'm stepping out like the queen that I am. I'm not walking with my head down low and my shoulders like this. Even so much so to your appearance. Your appearance, the clothes that you wear, ladies, also affect how you show up. So, and to make that point, I was going to save it, but let me go ahead and bring it up now. Lingerie. Not lingerie. Lingerie. Okay? What is wrong with this lingerie? I see your faces, exactly. This is exactly why I'm bringing this up, because people don't want to talk about it. But that's why I'm here. God sent me. Okay, so we're talking about brokenness, okay? Holes, holy panties, holy clothes. And I'm not talking about the fashionable jeans. I'm talking about stuff that we're going out in. Think about, let's be honest for a second here, ladies. Imagine that you have a date and you go out and you buy your new sexy lingerie set, okay? It's fully whole, there's no holes in it. How do you feel? Exactly. Feel sexy, like, ooh, I got my new set on, I got a date, I'm going out. Now imagine how you feel when you wear these. How are you gonna feel? Exactly, you're shaking your heads because there's psychology in it. There is psychology in it. How you show up in the world is going to affect how you feel about yourself, and that's how you show up in the world. So brokenness, there are some things that we can do, little things that increase our self-love. And saying no. Oh, okay. So quickly. Saying no, ladies, we certainly have a problem with that, okay? We can be good Christians, we can be really good people, okay? But you don't have to be afraid to say no, ladies, okay? When your cousin is coming and asking you for money on the first of the month, like a repeated cycle, you don't have to say yes. You don't have to be somebody's savior all the time, okay? You are not supposed to put yourself in a bad position to help somebody else. And Susie Orman talks about that too. If it puts you in a negative position, then you don't have to say yes. And that does not make you a bad person. I think Faustina was talking about it earlier, like we're so afraid. It's like, oh, I have to be so good and I have to be such a good person. And no, that doesn't make you a bad Christian or a bad person. You have a right to say no. If you can't help them at this time, you can simply say no. Out of love for yourself. This is about self-love, putting yourself first. Because when you do that, okay, when you really put yourself first, you don't go out seeking validation from other people. You start to perceive yourself very highly. You think about yourself differently, and you carry yourself differently. And that is going to transfer in every area of your life. You're going to transform your life. You're going to change your tune and transform your life when you start to take better care of yourself. When you leave that relationship that is no longer serving you or growing you or making you happy. It's just not right for you. Or if you are a single woman, not getting into the relationship with a man who clearly is not worthy and deserving of your time and or affection. That is how you do that. Because that's what I did. And I tell you, it was the best thing that I could have done for myself. And I would not be standing here had I not had the courage to walk away from that engagement, because it just wasn't right. And so because of that, this is where I ended up. This is what you do. You do what you love. You get back on track to your goals, your dreams, whatever God has given you, okay? That on the left, I was actually speaking in Cancun. The top one you see, I always used to dance, so I got back into dance. I just recently finished my performance recital. The one on the right is a modeling photo, and the one on the bottom, of course, are my 2 books, Queens Don't Settle and No More Broken Records. And this should be where all of you are. There should be something that you have that shows, you know what, I'm going to start loving myself. I'm going to start putting myself first. I'm going to recognize my worth as the godly woman that I am, the beautiful creation, perfectly imperfect woman that I am, because I don't have to settle for anything. Not for breadcrumbs, not for a relationship that's not serving you. I don't have to be afraid to say no to friends or family members. I can actually accomplish my goals and dreams and get back on track, because you actually matter. Everything that you have, crown, yes, for the queens, everything that you have inside of you, you matter. You are a masterpiece, okay? You are worthy and deserving of the best. And to leave you, I want to leave you with one of the poems called Love Yourself from the book. Queen, love yourself like no other. You are regal and worthy of praise. You are beautiful with your flaws and imperfections. You are talented in many different ways. Your size is not of importance. Your curves are perfect as they are. Admire your reflection in the mirror. What you're seeing is the image of a star. Go out and enjoy some adventure. Go travel the world and have fun. Enjoy the luxury of your own company, and then think about having a special someone. Take time for all of your hobbies. Do whatever the heck that you please. Make sure that your cup is overflowing. Love yourself to the highest degree. Queen, love yourself like no other. Your happiness is first, never last. Give more to yourself in abundance and watch all the wealth that you'll amass. I love you. Thank you.